episode 204 of the DorkLair Collecting Podcast, recorded live on Thursday, December 29th, 2022, the last episode of the year, and our big end-of-year tradition to go through a number of categories, pick our favorites of 2022, share them with you all. Hopefully you in the chat will share yours with us. We've brought back Big Nerdy, who just had his own huge end-of-year Nerdy Awards video.
It was something. We did have a party.
Nice.
It was a lot of fun. That was a cool video. And Larry, what's going on, man?
Man, just another great week. I want all the listeners the viewers to listen closely. You hear that? It's nothing. I have a new chair. It's not squeaky, so no more squeaky chair. This is my gift to the listening audience and to my butt. Had a good week. As you guys can see here, I'm in the last stages of the great room redecoration. Kind of put away some stuff, move some stuff around. I've got this whole back walls transformers now. I have actually some empty shelves for the first time in years. So I have some room to breathe, some room to move some stuff around. Actually expanded into another room into my office. My wife says to me, honey, that room's just not big enough. You're just going to have to expand. So where most collectors' wives are trying to cut them off, mine is encouraging me to take over other parts of the house. So
awesome.
This Christmas season, I am thankful for that. I had a couple pickups this week. I had the Vintage Collection Dark Trooper that actually just arrived today. Very cool little piece. I haven't taken it out of the box yet, but looks really good. And the Vintage Collection Mandalorian Death Watch Airborne Trooper, another really cool army builder, just awesome Mandalorian figure. I think it's a Clone Wars figure, actually, but another Mandalorian soldier. Mm-hmm. And then had a couple of really great Transformers pieces arrive. The Transmetal 2 Megatron. It's the Dragon Megatron from Beast Wars Season 3, and then Legacy Inferno from Season 1 of Beast Wars. And then I'm looking at it over my shoulder right now, something, and I'm going to thank Bill for this. One of my Christmas presents that he suggested to Steph. I got my first ever third-party Transformer. Never had one before. I've got a couple of expansion kits, but I had told her that I was really digging the way some of those Legends looked. So she picked me up the New Age H44. They call it Ymir. It's their Grimlock, and they have several versions. She got me the animated version, and I've never been one for third-party stuff. But hey, if Hasbro's not going to make it, Takara's not going to make it for me, I'll buy it from somebody else. This thing is so cool. The engineering is awesome. I can't wait to pick up some more of these things. They're a cool little size. It's intricate. One of my big worries with third party, you always worry about quality. When I just took this thing out of the package and you could feel how durable and solid the plastic was, the joint tolerances, very well put together. Paint job was awesome. So I'm very happy with it. And then my last pickup for the week actually arrived about 2 hours ago. Got the Mondo Ultimate He-Man and just about a ton of accessories. I'll talk about him later as we get into our list. I was really glad he arrived today because I was certain he was going to make the list. And after taking him out and playing with him, I can see that I was right. So good week. Pretty happy.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. So I've got a couple of those third party like Legends Transformers, and there's some really nice figures. So like mini masterpieces.
Yeah, they're so fun.
Yeah. I got a couple things for Christmas, like the 40th anniversary He-Man and the Masterverse Evelyn. I don't know why I said that. Got those, and then the only things I ordered that came in were the Mayfax T800 from the Terminator, the police station assault look, which is pretty nice. I like that. And then I got the Cyborg Superman in, but I didn't open it yet. So fairly light week for the end of the year. But Masterpiece Trailbreaker just shipped from Amazon Japan. So
I got shipment notice. Yeah, for that and for Movie Blackout as well. I got those notifications today.
Nice. Yeah. So other than that, not much. How about you, Bill?
Me. So I think last week I mentioned that I got a good deal on a Bromden, King Bromden, and this head sculpt now has a new home. So this is a head sculpt I picked up at Legion's Con from Dennis Derby, who painted it. This is a Brian Burke sculpt, but it's just perfect for this Bromden body. So now that I have an extra Bromden, I can do that. And it's funny. I got an email from Mezco saying what I thought it said was that my Theodore sod cutter and my Graveyard Gremlins shipped. And I didn't even really think about it. I was like, okay, my order shipped. It was just the Graveyard Gremlins. I didn't get my Theodore sod cutter yet. So I'm waiting on that still.
Oh, that's
But I got a little pack of Gremlins. Anything else? Not. What else did I get this week? That's probably about it. A couple other little things. Like I picked up an extra red Krampus loose from somebody who was selling them at a deal, and yeah, I think that's. Oh, I also got the Dark Trooper that Larry just mentioned before, which I did get to open up, and it is nice. It's expensive. Luckily, the Amazon price guarantee thing brought it down to like 20.
Yeah.
But I think the retail price is like $26 or something like that. It's kind of a lot. I mean, but every Hasbro figure is like insanely priced lately. So, how about you, Big Nerdy? Recent pickups?
Yeah, it's been kind of light, but I picked up a couple. Well, I didn't pick up. I got in and opened myself a Grand Inquisitor from the next wave of the Black Series.
Oh, nice.
And the blue chick whose name I'll butcher, Ayala Sakura.
Yep.
I was hoping to get the Mezco Constantine, but I still haven't gotten that in yet. It should be here like any day.
Right.
nice.
I think something else is. The Crow has been shipping. Did you get the Crow in yet or not?
No, so that actually solicited before the store even started. Mezco's so backed up that there's stuff that was like that far back.
Right. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, I'm picking up a lot of this stuff actually in stock because I wasn't around to place a pre-order for it. So it's like I'm stalking my my informants for stuff. Now the next one is the Ghost Rider with the bike. Yeah, I need some of that.
Yeah. I feel like this current run of figures is a little better than like a year ago, maybe like a year or two ago. Like
totally.
When like Conan came out and there was just none. And KG Beast came out and there was none. Like that whole year of 2021, like that whole year, there was just like there was no figures. They would release and then they would immediately be gone and they'd be like $200 like right away. But I feel like these lately these ones have been a little more readily available. So
we're seeing the rebound effect of lots of money to spend on toys in 2020, 2021. Toy producers were not prepared for it. And now they are prepared for it, but there's no money left.
Right. Yeah. That's a good point. Let's check out the chat here. Trevor just got the Crow. What's up, Trevor? I got your calendar right over here. I know it's not January yet, but I had to hang it up on the one random nail I had handy. And your card is over here too. There's your card that you sent me. Who else we got? Oh, Hedgehog also just got his Crow.
Cool.
Is the Mondo He-Man worth it? Larry's probably going to say yes.
I'm going to say yes for several reasons. And I'll get into those, not the least of which is it just comes with a plethora of accessories. You can dress this thing up into three different versions. And then also just as a I'm going to say it as an investment, with what it's going for on eBay. I bought several copies so I could cover my cost, and I will definitely be able to cover my cost and come out at absolute worst and net zero on purchasing several of these things. But yes, worth it. Absolutely worth it. Great figure.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess the current question is now that it's aftermarket, it's probably not worth like paying crazy amounts for, right? But
I'll wait to agree with you until I sell mine.
Yeah, right. But I think you can still order through retail. You can order the non-deluxe one as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been singing the praises of this line for years. I think they're awesome figures.
They are, and the I had some concerns about this because of some things that I'd heard, but my copies are great. And like Bill said, that they released a standard version of, so it's this buck, it's this new buck, this new harness, and it's basically the stuff you need for the basic He-Man. It's this. His gray power sword is gray and red shield, so you're just not getting the additional the Thunder Punch outfit, and you're not getting the battle armor outfit.
Yep.
And that's still available for a very reasonable cost at retail. So if you missed out on the ultimate or the deluxe or whatever we're calling it, and you don't want to pay aftermarket prices, definitely go pick up that regular version. It is absolutely worth it. Whether you have the first one or not, this buck is a big improvement. And I mean, I'll keep both on my shelf because they just look like completely different figures. But yes, go get it.
And to be clear, it's the same sculpt. They're just making improvements in the joints and stuff, right? The body itself, the buck itself, I believe is the same sculpt, but they are
okay. So let me clarify. The joint tolerances feel different.
Yeah.
They feel better. I noticed the same thing on the Revelation Skeletor.
Yeah,
I got a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
And yeah, and so the same sculpt, but they're doing something different with either materials or assembly or what they're using in the joints. They're doing something different because the figure definitely has a better feel to it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good to hear. And like, again, as far as just, are these figures worth it or whatever? These are not like Hot Toys. These are not like your usual $200 6 scale figures. These are much more similar to toys, like big, chunky, heavy toys, than they are to delicate, museum piece type things like Hot Toys. So that's a big difference. And I don't know, for some people that might be a bad thing, but for me, it's a very good thing. They're just fun to play with. They're fun to just grab and handle, especially that Revelation Skeletor is in hand, just feels really good. It's an awesome one. And let's just see. Fetmatic is over here, expecting the 13th Battalion Clone Trooper, Axe Wolves. So also, that's the same one I just mentioned. Isla Sakura from Big Bad received Baraka Cad Bane from, that must be the second Cad Bane they did, right? That's from the, is that from Bad Batch? I forget which one that's
from. The Mando show.
Mando show was the second one, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see who else we got here. Larry, she's a keeper.
Oh, you got that right. I know it. I definitely outkicked my coverage on that one, and most of you don't even know what she looks like.
The waist issue. Eric, tell us about the waist issue that you're having with your Mondo He-Man.
Oh, I know what this is.
I thought I read that some people's got theirs and it essentially wasn't together. Like it wasn't glued, the waist part.
Oh,
so
really?
yeah, it just kind of came apart.
Well, most all of the Mondos, they separated the waist so you can do things with the armor. And some of that's what I was saying. I had some concerns. I was nervous because one of the things I had seen was just arriving out in the package, it's separated and the peg isn't long enough to get all the way back down into the pelvis, and the pelvis, it's not long enough and the plastic is too hard to heat up. It won't expand. Then there had been some paint issues that I'd seen as well, like some really bad eyebrows. And I saw one where an entire lower leg was not painted, between the knee and the boot. But like I said, fortunately I didn't have that. I can also say that speaking to a lot of the guys over on the He-Man.org boards over the years of collecting this line, anytime they've had a customer service issue, it has been taken care of. It has been resolved. If you do get the Mondo He-Man and you have a waist issue and you email customer service, just be aware that no one's going to be back in their offices until the 3rd. So don't expect to hear anything back before then. You might get an auto-generated email. But if you were unlucky enough to get a lemon, I would feel pretty confident that they'll take care of you.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was Eric with the waist issue. And all right. So let's get into some We're gonna do some news, and then we're gonna get into the. But for $300, we shouldn't have to glue them back together.
Right about that.
That's why Larry was saying you should contact customer service and get your figure replaced. But for $300, we shouldn't have to contact customer service and get our figure replaced. I'm just messing around.
Hey, at least they replace it.
Yeah, seriously. What happened? Oh, yeah. The other question I was going to ask, Larry, are you going to open up the other ones and like inspect them before?
Probably not, because I'm gonna, when I do sell them, I'm gonna sell them as sealed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if there's a part of me that feels like I want to, but then there's another part of me that just, what happens if you get a Mondo lemon on the secondary? I do not know how they handle those type of issues. I don't know.
I mean, if it's soon enough after, I'm sure any reasonable eBay seller would, help you work with Mondo to get your replacement.
Right. It's one of those things too where they're the only ones selling it, so it's like buy it. No way around it. Like someone bought it from Mondo.
Right.
Yep. All right, let's move on.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
We're gonna get into some news here first. So starting off with our usual Legions updates, we do have a couple updates this past week. So they did a little bit of a delay with Cosmic Legions Wave 1. That was originally supposed to ship prior to the Chinese New Year. So that was going to ship at the end of January, but they had to delay some stuff a little bit on that. So what they did was instead they used that little gap of time to move All-Stars 5 up. And so All-Stars 5 is going to ship prior to the Chinese New Year. And then, so we should be getting All-Stars 5. Also the tactics, which are, being dealt with by Great Hall Studios, like that's going to ship from them, but they should be leaving the factory also before Chinese New Year. So those, these are my dates here. Like I'm kind of like penciling in, okay, so a month to 6 weeks on the ocean, and then they'll be in and start shipping out like, sometime in March, maybe April, both of those, depending on how Great Hall is able to handle theirs. This might be the first thing they've shipped on this scale, so it could take a little longer. And then that means Cosmic is pushed back a little bit more. So Cosmic would have probably been that March-April window, but now it's going to be a May-June, somewhere in there. And then sort of rolling after that, kind of like we had this year, you're going to have Poxis will be after Cosmic Book 1. So maybe that'll be, I didn't put that on there just because it's a lot harder to tell, but like that might be in the middle of summer, maybe late summer, and then I would imagine early fall would be the Cosmic Legions Wave 2.
I don't think we're going to see that this year. My gut just tells me.
Cosmic Wave 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be a ways out. I mean, there's always going to be those other little things in between that's going to probably bump things up, and other issues, especially with China right now. Like their COVID situation is really bad. So
I wonder how also for the tactics and stuff, some of those the Gorgo that combo pack are getting autographed by the Four Horsemen, right? So like I don't know where what is it, the game, is it Great Hall Games or something?
Great Hall.
I don't know where they're located, if they're in New Jersey too or something, or like however this is all the logistics of this happening.
Right. Yeah, that's right. The signed boxes. Yeah, I wonder how they're doing that. They very well could have. Nah, they wouldn't do that. I was gonna say
like ship them the
boxes and then send them back to the factory. No. And let's see who else we got here. I was kind of thinking June for Cosmic anyway, based on last couple of years, but the All-Stars 5 bump is friggin' sweet.
Yeah, I'll have to consider. Like I put in a kind of a relatively small order for All-Stars 5, so I'll have to look at the aftermarket and see what else to pick up.
Joseph asks, do you think Tactics will not ship until the game is done? I think it will ship before the game is done. I think it will ship as soon as all of that stuff is in hand. The game is not a physical thing that they're going to ship, so they're not I don't think it's, they're not going to have discs for like the PlayStation or something. So I think it's just going to be the material items. Like there's some coins and maps and of course the figures and all that stuff that was like part of the Kickstarter for drumming up money. I think they're waiting for all of that to get in, and then they're gonna send out shipping charges for people, and then they'll ship it all out together. They'll put all the orders together and ship it all at once, and then the game's still, I think, a ways out. Like there might be some beta testing coming up or something, but I think the full release of the game is a while. Looks like they might be in Texas. Yeah, the All-Stars wave coming early is a sweet surprise. I was very much we're going to talk about this later, but I'm very hyped up on Cosmic, so any little delay of that, I'm like kind of bummed out, but it is what it is. Gotta just wait.
Prepare for the mad rush when Cosmic hits. I think a lot of people passed on it and are going to have some buyer's remorse.
Well, I have a lot.
You're probably right.
Wave 1, I ordered an all-in, plus probably some extras. I can't even remember my initial order. And then I ordered 2 more all-ins from a retailer. And I have a feeling I'm going to be getting 1 more all-in. I might end up with 4 all-ins. We'll see.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Love the visual breakdown. And then next up, we have the troll heads. So I guess the current batch of heads is like really hard to swap. Like the insert is really stiff and rigid, and swapping the heads is tough. And I think sometimes the insert pops out. And so when they went back to add the head that they accidentally left out, they just did both heads again so that they can use a softer insert, and so that everybody will have the heads with the softer insert. So you're going to have 2. So with the Ice Troll, you're going to have 2 Cyclops heads. With the with Brontis, you're going to have 2 of that Stone Troll head. And, one of them will have the old gasket, and we'll have or not gasket, but the insert for pegging it on. So that's that. I'm kind of glad about this because I didn't order the Ice Troll, and I want that Cyclops head. So there's gonna be a lot of that extra.
Yeah, there'll be a lot going around now.
The stiff peg. Like there's gonna be a lot of those out there, and I'll be able to get one for cheap, hopefully. 2 all-ins and a buttload of Legion builders. Oh,
I didn't care for the builders all that much on Cosmic, but the main characters I loved.
Yeah. And then, so I guess the all-ins are going to get this one, and then the separate ones will be in like this separate little pack over here. I'm not sure what's up with the chains. I don't know if anybody in the chat knows why they're including chains here.
They were missing on the Brontis.
Oh, they were missing? Oh, wow.
Yeah, the chain was missing too.
Okay. Laura's dog loves those extra troll heads to chomp on. Not good for your dog, Laura. It's not good for your dog. Okay. Couple more items. We just have these 2 Mayfex releases, and then we're going to move into our lists, our best of the year lists. Oh, we're also going to do a little giveaway here. Just 1 second. So, we mentioned it briefly last week, but the Mayfex repaint Boba Fett armor, and I'm not loving that head sculpt. It's kind of egg-shaped. The shape of it's got me a little off or small. I don't know.
It's Uncle Fester.
And then it's got all the kit that he comes with. Then you have the Mandalorian. So this is a version 2. Right? This is sort of a redo of the one that they already put out. And we've got the Din Djarin head sculpt. The first one didn't have the head sculpt, right? Or did it?
No.
And that's insane looking.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
That does look really good. Yeah. A lot better than this, in my opinion. And the kit that this thing comes with is kind of crazy. I mean, it's got the dark saber, it's got the spear, right? It's got the same stuff the other one came with, but including the dark saber. And you got the satchel, Grogu. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty loaded as far as like, if you somehow didn't order or don't have a 1/6 or 1/12 scale Mando, it's pretty solid figure.
Yeah, looks great. Nerdzoic, do you carry the Mayfec stuff? Yeah.
Oh, I am all in on the Mythic stuff.
Nice.
I love it. It was a little hard to obtain at first, but now that I have some solid Japanese suppliers, it's one of my favorite things to sell because I'm never disappointed when they show up.
Nice. Yeah.
I went pretty light on Boba Fett with this. I didn't think I was with you, Larry, on the Boba Fett. I thought, and honestly, like you look at the $35. Well, it was $35 deluxe Hasbro one. Now you could pick it up for like $20. $35, $105. I don't see a $70 difference there, but I do with the Mando.
Yep.
Hey, speaking of Mafex, I'll ask you this: Are you importing the those Shadow, Dark Knight Falls, Superman, and Batman by chance?
I don't think so. What is that? Okay. Is that Mafex?
Yeah, it's Mafex. It's just that they only have they only have like one place they're doing it out of, and I think Chris discovered it's their online store, but individual shipping is just out of this world, and I was trying to find someone that's importing it, but I can't find anyone. I'm just going to bite the bullet, I guess.
Yeah, it's rough, and depending on where you're getting it from, I'm not sure where. A lot of them have the whole private warehouse thing where it's like pile of loot, so you can get a couple of things stacked up before you make the trek across the Pacific with it.
Yeah. It's the website's MCT Tokyo.
Okay.
And down at the bottom, like Chris discovered, I didn't scroll down that far. It's owned by Medicom Toy Corporation. So it's their online store. Yeah. They're just not distributing it anywhere else.
Yeah. Probably not optimized for U.S. shipping.
No, quite the opposite, which is silly considering how cheap, comparatively cheaply, that Amazon Japan ships stuff over here.
David Smith, Clown Baby, with the $5 super chat. You guys and the chat have a great New Year. Yes, absolutely. Happy New Year, everybody. I don't know if we wished you a Happy New Year yet. Thank you, David.
Yeah, thanks.
And Harker's in the chat. Harker says, look at this all-star cast, including my favorite toy retailer.
Woo! I'm assuming that's me, right? Larry's not selling toys now.
Somebody's trying to get a discount, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
He does work with the barter system if you need any cloth goods. His stuff is amazing.
Nice.
Let's see here. Yeah, Mike, smash that like button, folks. Okay, so giveaway time. So a big shout out to, look at that. Speaking of Mike Massey, right there. So Hedgehog, Mike Massey, Edgardo, Braku, Wesley, Hedgehog again. Thank you, everybody. You were able to make this giveaway possible. And I'm going to pull this down so that I can lift this up and show you guys what we're giving away. This is a good one. I will say I did get it during Black Friday, so I did get a decent deal on it. But let me pull this down. And movie realization, Ronin Mandalorian right here.
Nice.
That is what we're giving away. It's brand new. It's an
Looks
amazing
great.
figure. It's definitely going to be in my top 10. I think it's up in my top 5 in my video that I'm working on tomorrow, which is the over $50 to $150. It's in there on my list. It's incredible. So what I got to do is pull up a banner for the hashtag here. And while I'm setting this up, why don't you guys, Chris, why don't you pull up some chat and I'll get this set up.
Sure. Laura asked, did you ever review that? I'm pretty sure you did, right? On your
I
channel?
don't think I did that one.
Oh, okay.
I didn't. There are very few non-Mythic Legions that I did in this year. After like springtime, summertime, There was a big gap in time where I was just not doing videos, and then it was just like a lot of Legions, and I kind of been just moving the reviews to mostly Legions. So yeah, I don't think that one made it to the review table this year.
Nerdzoic shipping speed is unparalleled. I think he meant to say
Nice.
unparalleled.
Nice. You ship it
Unapparelled,
naked.
so
Very nice.
yeah.
I like
Yes,
that.
no
I mean, I'm
clothing.
Strong.
not going to confirm or
Very strong.
deny that.
Yeah, we don't know what you're wearing. You're packing them.
Yeah, we'll never know.
I mean, it's kind of like what was the movie where they are like in the drug place? They make everyone strip down to the underwear to work so they don't steal anything.
Steal
Yeah.
anything.
I'm not saying that's what I got to do, but you never know.
Oh my god. All right, so let me save this. And let's open up the giveaway tool. Year in review. Okay. Okay, so everybody, very simple. Ronin, hashtag Ronin in the chat. And in a few minutes, I will spin the wheel. Does anyone collect Predator figures? I do not. I did get the Mezco Predator. I do love the original first two Predator movies, but I'm not a Predator collector per se.
Yeah, I've just got the Mezco that just came in. I've kind of always wanted to get into the NECA. I mean, I'm sort of glad now I'm not, but yeah.
It's insane the sheer volume of Predator and Alien stuff NECA has pushed out.
It is.
It's amazing.
Yeah, when you look, because they do like the 12 days of downloads where they put all their things out there, and I'm like, I can't imagine. I mean, I know some people love Predator. I love Predator, the first two, like you said, Bill, but I don't know if I'm like, yeah, I need like a figure of that guy you saw for 1 second at the end of the second Predator or something. And they're like, no, we've made two of them already. Like,
when I was looking for the comic version of the Phantom, you go to the NECA section in Target. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Thank you. And I would go back there, and it was amazing how many. I mean, I thought when I just looked, wow, they've got a lot of the same couple of figures. There were multiple Predators, multiple Aliens, and never mind all the horror movie stuff. But yeah, NECA's they've if that's your flavor, man, they're your Baskin Robbins.
Yeah.
I've been very impressed with their stuff. I hadn't bought any NECA until when the animated Turtles started coming out. It's the first time I ever purchased anything from them, and I've been really impressed with it. Like, I've had my QA issues, who haven't, but overall, I'm really impressed with them.
Yeah, that if we were doing an under $25 figure, that comic version of Phantom would have been my winner hands down. I love that thing so much. It's just right off the comic strip. I love it. Great figure.
The one figure that I keep looking for that's not out yet, I want that Alf figure.
oh yeah.
I'm waiting for that.
I'm not seeing that
Matt,
either.
when that comes in, I'm hitting you up. I want
All right,
that.
that should
I want
be.
that figure.
I usually get NECAs before pretty much everyone, so keep an eye.
Yeah, I
that
want that.
The other one they have dinosaurs coming. That's the new license they got.
Oh yeah. I forgot
That
about
I'm really pumped for. That's like right straight up 10-year-old me time.
Yeah.
Not the mama.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, going some way.
Yeah. I've gotten a lot of NECA, like their horror figures in the last few years. Like there's the Thing figures or the Back to the Future line. And then of course Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the cartoon and the movie mostly, but yeah, they're put out some pretty good stuff lately.
So just a reminder, everybody, we're giving away the Ronin Mando, which was a nice little scoop during the Black Friday sales. I forget, this might have been Entertainment Earth for like $60 or something, but it's like 100. I think 120 or something is like the retail price on it.
I thought the original retail was like maybe 150. Like it was really,
It was pretty high.
pricey.
It was just it was high.
Yeah, and I was like,
it does come with the little cart with the crew and stuff.
no, yeah, it looks terrific. It was just like,
yeah. Mine, I paid 100 for mine. Like I think there was like a little bit of a deal or something originally. Maybe one of those like standard like blanket 15% coupons or something. And no regrets at that price. Like even over $100, like it's awesome. I'm also a huge fan of this line. This is one of my favorite lines. I hope they do some more. Like I know they put up that Boba Fett, but they previewed a few that they haven't done yet. Like the IG. Originally they posted they had the IG-88 back pre-pandemic. I think that was.
Yeah.
And then they had Akbar 2. And then more recently, they showed the Gamorrean Guard, and then maybe like a Remnant Stormtrooper or something like that. But I definitely want more of those things. 140 suggested retail price. There you go. That is high. I mean, that's high. 100, 120. It feels okay to me, but 140 does feel a little high even for this. Okay. One more minute. 9:08. And we are going to spin this wheel. So let me pull this up.
While you're doing that, Knight of Ren said, I know the figure did not come out in 2021, came out in 2021, but I got the 3-0 DLX Revenge of the Fallen Optimus from Mercari. Yeah, I don't have that. I have one of the DLXs, but I've seen that. It's an awesome figure. If you can get your hands on the Jetfire for a reasonable amount of money, pick that up and combine those. I have kind of what they called at the time the toy masterpiece. It was the Hasbro, like they were like $50 a piece, and combined, that's just one of the coolest designs out of any of those Bay movies. So if you happen upon the DLX Jetfire at any type of a reasonable price, you should definitely get that. Yeah, he just said I need the Jetfire now. Yeah, you should definitely get that because I'm currently probably going to be using any birthday money I get to pick up those two items.
So we have less than half people entered in this drawing. Where are you all people? Hashtag Roman if you want to get out of this thing.
Buying this. I want this because I don't have it.
Yeah. 48 entries and 101 people. 100 people. We just crossed 100 too. That's what a giveaway will do.
Nice.
Get you across that number. But yeah, we're gonna spin this wheel in just a minute. Just a reminder, if you do win, if you're familiar with me on social and you want to message me on Instagram or Facebook, that's great. If not, just email at podcast@dorklair.com is the email that you want to send it to. And yeah. All right, here we go. Last call. Can we get to 52? 3.
Ooh, nice.
2, 1. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. Edgardo.
Nice. Congrats.
Edgardo.
Nice.
All right, Edgardo, make sure you either shoot me an email at podcast@dorklair.com or just, direct message me on Facebook or Instagram. And we got a little super chat right here from Mike Massey. Thank you again, Mike Massey. You got to put a little message in there, man. Put a little message in there. And congrats again to Edgardo. And now we are going to move on to our the Golden Dork Awards, as we've called it in the past. So,
do you want to do Larry's gifts first?
I forgot about I hope so. I don't know.
Come back after
next
week.
After what you guys got last week, I feel this will be woefully inadequate. But you can put on a good show.
All right.
And I will say that both of you are intensely difficult to buy for, so I had to consult the other a little bit to narrow down some ideas.
So, Larry, I think I figured out why these things were like lost and we're not like scanning or whatever. I don't know if you guys can see this, but that's got to be the smallest little.
Yeah, it's a little.
Yeah. So you know what's funny, and if anyone has a solution to this, feel free to private message me on Facebook. when Steph and we did our own wedding invitations. And when we did them, we had to print them on 5x7 cards. So I made an adjustment to print on 5x7. And since I've done that, I cannot get this thing to print back unless I'm printing a Word document or an Excel. If I'm printing from Microsoft Office, it'll print 8.5x11. But when I try to print a shipping label, it comes out teeny tiny. So maybe that
you just got to get a new computer, man.
Yeah, no. Well, you know what? I can sell all of these. I can sell these 3 Ultimate He-Mans and probably swing that pretty easily. So yeah.
Larry got me a Mezco. Can you guys believe
I just remembered.
this?
I remembered you like those.
A
That's
freaking Mezco, dude.
That's
I'm
all.
just kidding.
That's it.
There's other gifts.
You're
here.
done. You're
I
done.
thought it was
I'm
a
gonna open the
condom.
Mezco,
So
He's a big boy.
yeah.
That's the rumor
Oh,
anyway.
black Mezco. Nice. We got a black one. Okay.
Yeah, maybe I'll have
Alright,
some more of those stockpiled. Yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna do this one first,
Okay.
and we'll alternate. Chris, you can go next.
Sure.
Oh boy. I sense a theme here. More trading cards.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
Brothers War bundle. So this has
So there's
probably like 8 packs, and then it's got a spin down life. It looks like a 20-sided die, but that's for how you keep track of your life. And then it's got a box to store cards in, themed with the current.
Yeah,
set.
I know absolutely nothing about Magic. So I went, there's a comic shop not far from me. And I went in there and I said, dude, I know nothing about Magic. I have a friend that likes it. I said, I need you to show me something that even if he already has it, this is not going to suck and he'll still want it. He said, I got something for you.
Yeah, it's perfect. Thank you. Thank you. It's
You're
awesome.
welcome. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, Transformer. How do you pronounce
That's
this guy's name?
G-Axis.
G-Axis.
So my theme for your stuff, Chris, was stuff that made my lists because I feel like, and I know you dabble in retail stuff, but I knew it was stuff that you didn't have. So I was like, okay, these are things that need to be in your collection.
All right, cool.
The reason he's called G-Axis is because when Generation 2 was launched, it was a private joke by Simon Furman. There was, they heralded this launch, then they gave him basically no support after issue 1. So he named the character G-Axis, like G-Axis, like we know you're going to kill us off anyway. So that's where the name of the character came from.
That's great.
But that's one of the best releases this year from the Legacy line. I absolutely love that figure.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll check that out.
So real quick, Hedgehog with the $2 super chat. Larry has Blur ship his stuff.
Actually, if I had Blur ship it would have gotten there on time.
Hold on. What did Brick something say? Sorry, I'm not following. Vitruvian.
Saw that
about,
too.
We're talking about G-Axis still. He is indeed in stock. I think.
Yeah, but there was something about hacks, Vitruvian hacks over here. Something going on with conversation.
Someone was asking this. What was the fairy that you reviewed?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the start.
That's exactly what it is. That's the fairy warrior, Vitruvian hacks. It's awesome. It's so good.
Winged Terror.
I may mention it again today. All right, Larry, what do we got here? Yes. More army
Some troop builders.
Mandos. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you.
Those were 2 of my favorites from this year. I've got too many troop builders this year, but those 2 I really loved.
Yeah,
but they're not in the original 96. You breaking your own rules?
No, I did. Right now, since I've not run out of room, I've convinced myself that they can sit on the Mandalorian shelf with Koska Reeves and and that bunch and just kind of hang out there. But whenever
the Mandalorian really is an extension of the Clone Wars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay.
This was actually my favorite thing that I bought.
Oh, cool. Universe Scourge.
That was one of the best molds that came out this year. I have 2 figures in that mold. I have the Optimus Prime and the Scourge, and that thing is just a joy. I absolutely love that piece. I thought, again, one that I knew that I thought that you didn't have, and I figured you'd dig because I really like it a lot.
No, yeah, I've never had like what was the original like basis? Is it like Laser Optimus or something?
Laser Optimus, yeah.
I never even had that. Yeah, so
yeah, I had that one. I found that one at a yard sale or a flea market or something in '96 when Beast Wars came back, and I started buying Transformers again. And it's always been one of my favorite versions of Optimus. And then the one they did this year for Legacy of that mold is really cool, and so is that one.
Awesome, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a Transformer in a while.
Excellent gifts. I don't know what you're talking about. These are awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Let us let me see here. I want to pull this back up and just give a preview of the list. So, Matt, we did add one that wasn't on the list. Best line of 2022. Okay. The third one from the bottom. We did add that one earlier this afternoon, so just a heads up on that. But we'll work our way through this list. I don't think I'm gonna keep the list up. I'm just gonna have us on the screen. But for those of you in the chat, if you want to like get a screenshot or something, just a little preview of the list. If you want to work on your own list and like enter yours in the chat as we go, we're gonna work from the top to the bottom. We'll go in order. So maybe it'll start with me, and then we'll go Chris, Matt, Larry, and just keep cycling through all those. Or maybe we'll snake up and down, just so that it's not the same order every time. And yeah, so we'll just go through all of these, share them. Obviously, like there's going to be some repeats, right? Like where you have a best 1/6 scale, best over 150. Oftentimes those are going to be the same thing. I tend to do like a runner up when it's the same and just do like a second one, but it can be the same. There's no hard and fast rules here. So let's pull this down, and I'm going to put I just want my list handy over here. And Edgardo, I just saw that you messaged me, so I'll probably have that shipped out tomorrow. I have a couple of things I got to ship anyway, so I'll have that in the mail for you tomorrow. Okay, here we go. Got this right here. And I do want to pull this down. We got Brick Something here. Keep those giveaways coming in 2023. What else should you say? Fear is the mind killer. The little death, I will face my fear. Is that Dune right there? Little Dune? Peace, man. Thank you. Okay. Larry has the arc. I remember it's in that little new section. That little new, little new square.
Yeah, right there. And you see it over the shoulder, sort of. There it is.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Perfect place for it. I noticed that the last time you sent the pic, that's in that little like vertical spot.
Yeah, it was an oddly shaped little alcove there, but it was a perfect spot for it.
Okay. Maybe. Actually, I'm the only one who can type in the chat, right? Or Chris, can you type in the chat?
I can type in the chat, yeah.
Okay, so maybe like when I announce each one, you can just type up and put it in there. So like the first one's going to be best 1/18 scale.
Sure.
And then as we go through, maybe you can just like put that in there. So we'll go me, Chris, Matt, Larry, and then we'll go Larry, Chris, Matt, Larry, Matt, Chris, me, and then we'll go like that circle back and forth. Okay, so best 1/18 scale figure, starting off with me, and I am going to go with one that made it into my list, which was my best figures under $50. That video is doing really well. Like it's like, Matt, how like it'll say, oh, this is the #1 video out of the last 10,
got the
right?
Fireworks.
Yeah, it's blowing away all my other videos right now, so it's doing really well. These things usually do. So later on after the show, check out my top 10 if you haven't watched it yet, and you'll have some top 10 lists beyond just your big nerdy award. You're gonna have some top 10s, right?
Oh yeah, personal top 10 next week. Then I do my hidden gems that no one's talking about, and those are the big two.
Nice. Sweet. And David Smith is dead on right here. And my choice is Vader. That is the vintage collection Obi-Wan Kenobi Dark Times Darth Vader. That figure is killer. I've said a bunch about it already. It's got the awesome articulation, the modern, the best of the articulation. The head moves really well. I am probably going to update my cape, but it's definitely not necessary. Like, the cape's pretty darn good as is, but it's just a killer figure. 1/18th, Chris?
Mine is, now that I'm thinking about it, it's not. It's because when we texted this, it was 1/18th, also 3.75 inch.
1/18th, yeah.
Yeah, so mine is the Mezco 5 points Mothra set. So it came with Mothra and the twins, the Peanuts. So very nicely done. It's, you can't really tell, but this is all flocking on the Mothra, like the whole body, even them, like all the white is flocked on them. So they come with interchangeable hands and heads. Mothra is just Mothra, but not to scale at all, I suppose. Even them, they're because these are like half scale figures compared to what they are in the movie.
Yeah. There weren't a lot of 5 points. I guess the only one, actually, was there a 5 points this year that I picked up? I don't think there was one this year.
Did you get that Batman set? I meant to ask you that a while ago.
I did. Was that this year? Yeah, I guess it was.
So, I mean, yeah, who knows?
Yeah, it actually is really nice. It's awesome. I have the Batmobile right up there.
Oh, nice.
But yeah. And then Matt.
Hate to double up, but it's that Vader. He can't go with anything else. And if I was, I'd say the Wandering Jedi Obi-Wan. But that Vader is just, it's top notch. It's one of those figures where you know that you have your definitive Vader for at least a few years.
Yeah. And like any scale, it's going to hold up to like any sculpt in any scale. It's awesome. Larry?
We're going to make it 3. It's the Dark Times Darth Vader. When the Rogue One Darth Vader came out, I believe I said to you, but I was like, wow, this is the perfect Darth Vader. They don't need to do another one. And I was wrong. So, like you said, we've got the definitive Darth Vader, at least for the next few years, until they come up with some kind of new advance in toy making technology. This thing's just incredible. The articulation, the sculpt, everything. Even like Bill said, while I'm sure Harker's capes will definitely dust it, for a retail cape coming out of the package, they did a really, really good job. That's awesome figure.
I'm really gonna have to pick that up because I did buy the Rogue One Vader and I was like, I'm good.
Yeah. It definitely is. It's great.
It is.
I have actually,
as good as that Rogue One Vader is. This one's even better. Let's check the chat for the 1/18th. Oh wait, hold on a second. Did we miss this? No, we got that. Okay. Hedgehog, Death Watch Mando. That was also in my list yesterday or whenever that went up. And then the Hacks Phantom. Now, Larry, you're not getting the hack. You're not getting the 4-inch Phantom. Right?
No, but I've almost pulled the trigger on it. I'm just afraid it'll send me down another rabbit hole. As much as I like Phantom, I need to. Yeah, it's. I've just now freed up some space in here. I'm not going to fill it up with new stuff.
Yeah, and then Knight of Ren, the Dark Trooper that we were talking about earlier. Yep, it's a great figure. And that, I'm not sure if it would have made my list, but that would have been close had I gotten it in hand. I got it I hit publish and then the mailman dropped it off right after the video. So let's see who else here. I don't do much, but Joy Toy, military, PMCs, and somebody else was mentioning Joy Toy. Let's see here. Trevor. Joy Toy, the Cult of Sanreha Logan. Okay. That Vader is better than any Black Series Vader. Vintage Collection, Death Watch Mando. Yeah, it's really good. I love it. And, they're using that sculpt again and again, and it's getting kind of reused a lot, but it's a damn good sculpt. And
really good sculpt.
I got 2 more just now, courtesy of Larry. The TVC Mando Boba Fett is pretty damn good. That's the one in the box. Right? Is that one?
There are two Boba Fett's. Yeah, there's one in the box and then one that's not.
Yeah. Mike Massey just picked up the Vitruvian Hacks Fairy. So good. That was up there for me. That was very close to being there for me. Okay, let's move on. It's the Maldo Crease Mando is awesome. I love that figure. Again, with like those little articulation updates, just bring it to the next level with these things. And Fennec Shan, another good one. Okay, Larry. So I think our next category is 6 or 7 inch. So
yeah, and I kind of split these up because we've got under $50, 50 to 150. So I made this pick because it really didn't fit anywhere else. And I'm going to cheat here. I'm going to give you 2, but there's a theme. The McFarlane DC Universe Bane and Azrael Batman. McFarlane, and I've been extolling the virtues of McFarlane's DCU line quite a bit this year. I think it's one of the best values out there. They do a great job. They really don't announce stuff until they're just about ready to push it out the door. And you can take that. What's the high dollar version of Bane that came out a little bit ago? Not Flame Toys.
Storm Collectibles.
Storm. Yeah, you can take your Storm. That's fine. No. This is the definitive Bane. If you need a Bane for your collection, you go find a McFarlane Bane, get that, you're done. You're done. That's all you need. And then their Azrael Batman. I got 2 Azrael Batmans this year, McFarlane's and Mafex's. They're 2 completely different products, completely different waves. But for a $20 figure, and they look so beautiful on the shelf together. They're absolutely perfect. And in that price range for what they are, the quality, the sculpt, the paint, the articulation, and availability. Like with McFarlane stuff, you don't have to kill yourself or have to pay bukus on the aftermarket to get it. If you go look for it, 99 times out of 100, you're going to find it. So that's my 6 or 7 inch.
Big Nerdy.
So 6 or 7 inch. Let's see. I'm glad I'm going early on this one so nobody takes it from me, but I got the 20th anniversary Captain America. That thing's incredible. We're talking from the Toy Biz packaging, we get I think it's the exact same as that 80th from a couple years ago, but now we get a nicer face sculpt. It's that for me, hands down. I almost think it's unfair because nothing for me can compare to it, but that's number 1.
Nice.
They just need a shield with no holes in it.
I replaced it. We're good.
Yep. That's an awesome figure.
So my favorite this year is the Gilius Thunderhead figure, Storm Collectibles Golden Axe. Comes with a chicken leg little mount, I suppose. But yeah, I've been loving this line, and this is the character I've been waiting for a long, long time. So very happy got him in.
And it came out great. It's such a good figure. That would have been on my list for tomorrow as well, had it not been for the pack-in, the chicken leg. Like, that kind of pulled it out of eligibility in that like mix for me of like 50 to 150. Like, it's just in there with a lot of really good figures, but it's so good. It's such an awesome figure. And it was on sale quite a bit too over the last couple months.
You could have gotten some deals, and I kind of wish I waited to get 2 or something, so I have a couple chicken legs going around. Anyway.
So for me, probably no surprise here. My favorite 6 or 7 inch figure is Mythic Legion's Lord Bardrick. To me, it's one of the best Mythic. It might be my favorite Mythic Legion's figure ever. It's so damn good. I love that Lord Bardrick. Brand new figure, top to bottom. It was just every single part except for the neck and the hips, which you don't ever even see. Everything else was brand new on that figure. And the colors, the fall sort of nature theme, that whole thing, just top to bottom, awesome figure. And let's check the chat here. 6 or 7 inch. Let's see here. Anybody? Afarius.
Yeah.
Alithia and Atticus Doom. I love Atticus Doom. I love both of those. Alithia's awesome too. Figure Arts Deadpool, Captain America. That's the that 20th anniversary. Let's see here. Trevor's going to say the Headless Horseman, but Felix Toys Inkblot. I've seen a lot of people praising that Inkblot. Like, the Headless Horseman's obvious. Like, that just is a massively popular figure. But then that Inkblot being, a sort of a indie you know, what do you call it? Knockoff
Third
type
party.
line or whatever, right? Like a third party type thing. Like a lot of people praising that figure. Let's see here. 6-inch Sergeant Slaughter, 7-inch The Unknown One, Mythic Legions. Yeah. Nikto forgot about the Headless Horseman. There are other categories on this list that are also appropriate for Headless Horseman. Like pricing wise stuff. Unknown One, the Fury Croc. A lot of people talking about that one too.
Made it to the final nerdy vote, man. That thing was incredible.
Yeah. And then Mezco Death Dealer is so cool. All right. Father Christmas, yeah. Okay, next up in the scales, we are on to 1/6 scale, best 1/6 scale figure from 2022, and my pick is the wait, did I have this right? Hold on, let me just make sure. Yeah, the Hot Toys Snowspeeder Loop. I had to go back and look, and I wasn't sure if it was a 2022 release, but it definitely was. That figure blew me away. I've been really like focused on like a Mandalorian focus, like Mando's, like Boba Fett's in various Mandalorian characters and armors and stuff like that. But I've been dipping into like a few other things, and that Snowspeeder Luke blew me away. And I paired it with the Sideshow R2D2, and like those two together are just they are incredible. It's one of my favorite, just like little isolated parts of my collection that is just feels perfect to me. That Snowspeeder Luke from Hot Toys.
Yeah, that's an excellent figure. I kind of forgot about, I guess, in some way. I went with the DX19 Hot Toys Batman from. So I honestly don't remember which one it's supposed to be from.
It's from Dark Knight Rises, I think, right?
Yeah, I think it's the Rises.
Yes, the what it's the one Hot Toys Batman that I have, the DX12. They just updated it.
Yeah. It seems, I think, mostly the same suit anyway. It's a Dark Knight, but either way, it's glad that's the first 6 scale Batman. So yeah, awesome figure, a lot of stuff to it. But yeah, that Snowspeeder Luke is that's an awesome one too.
Matt, do you collect 6 scale at all?
I don't. It's funny that you picked that Snowspeeder Luke. I've been hovering over the buy button of that for like 2 weeks now, because I have this. I really want to do like a bought my first Hot Toys video, because I know it's going to be a downward hill, downward slope from there. But I haven't pulled the trigger yet. But I'm getting really close. I was waiting for a figure that I felt like would be the perfect first. Now I've just built up this expectation. But even though I haven't seen it in person, I got to go with that Luke too, just from what I've seen of it.
Cool. I agree. That would be a good standalone. Like like I said, like that plus that R2. I don't need anything else. I could just have those two on a shelf, and it's just perfect. Yeah. All right, Larry.
I'm in kind of the same boat. I don't buy a lot of 1/6. So really, the only 1/6 I picked up here this year were the Mondo Revelation Skeletor and the Mondo Ultimate He-Man, and I'm going with that Ultimate He-Man. I realize that I've owned it for a grand total of 2 hours, but I'm blown away. I mean, I'm sitting here playing with little parts of it while we're talking, and just the little things they've done, like on the battle armor, you have magnets so you can switch, for damage. It's magnetized to put it on and take it off, so you're not dealing with buckles and snaps and all this other stuff. You have your standard sword, you have your Thunder Punch sword, which is freaking awesome. You've got your axe for your battle armor He-Man, and then they even did the little bitty things on here, like for your Thunder Punch He-Man. Back in the day, the Thunder Punch, on the back of it, you would put caps in it, and when you would twist his back, the caps would go off and make a banging noise, and then you would have an extra set of caps that you could store in his shield. I mean, they have done everything with this figure that they could possibly do to properly homage the various versions that they're doing here. The face sculpts are just incredible. I mean, you can see here how great that face sculpt is. And like I said, I was fortunate enough to get one with all the paint perfectly done. It's just a beautiful, beautiful figure. And like I said, if you if you missed out and you don't want to pay secondary market prices, go get that stripped down version because it'll still be worth it.
Big shout out, Stefan Delatour, Detour Customs, $5 super chat. Bill needs his own tribute figure, putting that out into the universe.
Nice.
What would we call it? All right, let's see here. David, I really like my Indiana Jones, but that is the only 1/6 figure I bought this year. That's a cool looking Indiana Jones. Chris, are you familiar with that?
Yeah, I have that too. That's like I was gonna I almost put that up there too. Just
it's got like real leather and stuff, right?
Yeah, the jacket's supposed to be real leather. But yeah, it comes with 2 heads, and been dying for some great Indiana Jones stuff, and so it's kind of glad that came in.
Yeah. I did also pick up the Shore Trooper. I think it's an awesome figure. I know this is a family channel, but I'm going with the Loose Collector Hell Witch. That's 6-inch, right? I think that's a 6-inch figure, or no? I think that's. Let's see here. 3-0 Rick Grimes and Hot Toys Venomized Iron Man. 1/6 of choice. The spider limbs on that chest are so fun. That's cool. I'm not sure what this is. Oh, nobody chose that Mezco 89 Batman figure this year. Okay. Beskar Brawler Django looked cool. Wish I purchased it. Mondo She-Ra. Little shout out for She-Ra. That one kind of flew under the radar a little bit.
Yeah, I think they put that up at or around the same time as that Revelation Skeletor, and I passed on that one, but I've heard really good things about it. Yeah,
those 3 figures were like back to back to back. He-Man, Skeletor, She-Ra. I just there was no
Battle
way
Cat.
I was gonna get all 3.
And Battle Cat
and
recently.
Then Battle
yeah.
Cat. Yep. Oh, Nikto just pre-ordered. Whoops.
So that was me.
Oh, Chris, you put that up. Okay. I propose DorkLair. How about DorkLord?
How about DorkLord? Yeah.
Thank you, Hedgehog, for the $2 super chat. Again. Spacing it out, I see. You're like little bit, a little drip, slow drip. Tune in tomorrow to the 1/6 pack to find out my favorite 1/6 figure. So 1/6 Shooter YouTube channel. Everybody go. I'm sure it's up there, right? Like, can they set their little reminder yet on that one? But it's a great show. Definitely worth watching. Okay, She-Ra is his pick too. Right,
I think Hordak came out this year as well, and that was a really good one as well. That was really.
Oh
good
yeah,
too.
that's right. Yep. I ended up turning mine back out. I didn't end up keeping it. I just started paying.
Yeah, they did too. I ended up getting just the regular version. I didn't get the blue version.
Does the reissue Mondo He-Man count? Because the Mondo Masters figures are pretty amazing. Yeah, it counts. It's a new figure. It's a new head sculpt. It's a bunch of new parts and accessories. It's a pretty much a brand new figure.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, DorkLair seconded with the $2 from Nikto.
There you go.
All right. Next up, where were we? So we finished with Larry that time.
We're at best under 50.
Okay. So
no, that was now we're on under 50.
Best figure under 50, Larry.
This was tough because I had so much stuff I liked this year. That G2 G-Axis was one I was definitely considering, but I think I'm going to have to just stick with the G.I. Joe Classified Tiger Force Outback. I think I talked about this a few weeks ago when I got it. This figure took me completely by surprise. I was disappointed in this one. They solicited it. I wanted the regular one, which we'll eventually get. We will be getting. But I got it, and getting it in hand, man, this thing is perfect. The accessories, the sculpting, the painting, the details. I mean, down to the hairs on the guy's forearms. This is an exceptional figure. It's It's almost my figure of the year, not just under $50. It is absolutely a phenomenal figure. And what's really cool about it is this was the one that kept getting canceled and delayed on Target.com. But now, I don't know what everyone else's Targets are like, but at mine, there's like 5 or 6 of this guy. So apparently they got in a slew of them. If you don't have this figure and you're collecting the classified line and you just kind of, we're going to pass or we're having a hard time getting it, go pick it up. You will not be disappointed. It'll be a highlight of your collection.
All right. So for me, I'm actually going to go with something a little different and offbeat for me. I'm going to say it's that McFarlane Bane. That thing is just awesome.
Yes, it is.
Like, absolutely incredible. That's my favorite version of Bane. I can't believe it took us as long to get him as it did between now and however many years Mattel had it to get this version.
Yep.
I love it. That's my guy.
I had a couple of thoughts here because $50 is a lot to go with. So I skewed towards NECA, just thinking for this is a lot of their stuff is almost all their stuff is under $50. So I kind of tied between the Back to the Future Doc Brown or the American Werewolf in London Kessler wolf figure. They're both awesome. I mean, NECA puts out a lot of great stuff that's at retail that you can just go pick up for. Almost everything's under $40. So yeah, my choice is there.
Well, mine would have been Bardrick, right? But just to keep things mixed up a little bit here, I guess not that mixed up because it is another Mythic Legions figure from the Alethea wave, and that is Artemis Silvercord 2 is my second below Bardrick. It's just an awesome one. It is a lot of the same reasons as Bardrick. I love that autumnal nature vibe going on there. One thing that Artemis does have is it's one of the first figures with the C. Jessam prototyped soft goods, and they came out so good, and they are just as great for swapping and using on other figures as every other part. Like it just smoothly got integrated into the line, so much so that I really can't stand the old cloth goods anymore. Like they're fine, they're okay, but like it just the new level. I don't even want them. I want wires in my Mythic Legions cloth goods. It's but that Artemis is killer. Another just awesome release. A lot of new sculpture. A really cool thing with the new shoulder pad that like has a strap instead of just pegging in. It straps on there. Like some new some kind of new innovations for the line. So awesome figure there, Artemis Silvercord 2. And then jumping into the chat here a little bit. Let's see here. NECA's Mommy, RoboCop. Edgardo says, I'll be dropping my top 5 figures on my YouTube channel, Toy Locos. Oh, cool, dude. Toy Locos tomorrow. So go subscribe. Edgardo, follow up your email and just remind me because in the middle of this, I'm going to forget to go subscribe, dude. Don't be shy. Remind me about your YouTube channel. Let's see. Artemis and Bardrick for me, too. Baron Volagar, 2. Yep. Krotos. More Artemis. I need more Alethea wave. I'm waiting for an in-stock sale.
There's an Ultimate Edition Hulk Hogan. We don't talk about WWE much, but I picked that up. That's a fantastic figure. There are a couple of Hulks this year that came out that were just stupid good.
I saw one that I think was WWF, like it looked like a classic Hulk Hogan, and the sculpt, like the head likeness, was incredible. It was dead on. I was really impressed for Mattel.
I thought you were going to go the other way. There's another one, Survivor Series Hulk Hogan in his Hulk roll shirt. I don't know who that's supposed to be. Check out the face on that thing.
Yeah, the two that I picked up the Ultimate Edition. It was the WrestleMania 1. There was Mr. T in that wave as well. That one's just 85 jumping right off the page. And then there's one from like 90 or 91. He calls it his war bonnet. It was this helmet he wore, so goofiest looking thing ever, but it's an amazing sculpt. Like if you want the perfect like 1989, 1990 Hulk Hogan, you can't go wrong with that thing. Just throw out the war bonnet.
This is a good point. I think there might need to be a non-mythic under 50
Yeah.
because mythic crushes at that price. It does. And, you know, like even the retail price, you can say it's under 50 because even though it's $50, a lot of sites have it right at that $49.99. So like even technically, like if you're, I know I always get some people complaining and saying, oh, Mythic Legions aren't, you know, technically like the retail price is higher than you're saying. And, you know, like, cause I often pre-order and I kind of in my head it's like, oh, it's a $37 figure, but in this scenario it counts for both ways. Let's see here. Color change Lion-O from Super 7. That is a pretty, I don't have it, but that looks really neat. Let's see here. All right. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next one, which is best figure between 50 and 150. This to me is like the Mezco price range, right? Like this is that Mezco, Mafex, like that premium, but not necessarily 6 scale kind of range on this one. And where are we? Who's starting here? Me? Am I up?
You are, yeah.
Okay, so mine is the figure we're doing a giveaway on, and that is the movie realization Beskar Mandalorian with Grogu. It's the Ronin Mandalorian. And again, it's right here. It is awesome. This is, I forget where it is. I think it's in like my top 3 for my video that's going to come out hopefully tomorrow if I have time to do it. But yeah, that line is killer. Awesome line. Really. I mean, honestly, like the 50 to 150, this is kind of my runner up, but I'm not going to reveal to you what my actual one is going to be after, but it's probably obvious. Chris.
Mine, keeping or with your theme of Mezco you're mentioning, it's just slightly over the limit, but the deluxe Wolverine is just, you know, such a packed figure. I think it had 8 heads. You know, bone claws, you know, his heads. I have him here in the his first appearance. Cowl, and like, you know, his shoulder pads can move to recreate that and everything. So it's just a terrific figure. And I'm a big fan of the Mafex figures and everything, but as far as Wolverine, I think this will be my go-to for quite a while. Yeah, it's just top notch, top to bottom.
Nice.
So I didn't think this would fall to me. I feel like I'm in the NFL draft here, and I got a value. But I'm going with the one that I thought everybody was going to choose, and that's the Headless Horseman.
Nice.
I missed out on it, so I couldn't levy that vote.
Oh yeah, so definitely missed out on it too. I actually just filmed something about how I messed this up. So I was coaching Little League for the first drop that morning, and I thought I set an alarm on my phone for the 8 o'clock drop, and I forgot. But it's absolutely incredible. It is just an incredible figure. I love that whole Figura Obscura idea. I love it's allowing me to begin my evil plan of integrating toys into the regular decor. So I'm like, hey, look, Halloween decoration. Hey, look, Christmas decoration.
Yeah.
Pretty strong. Mine, Bill, my honorable mention, Bill will understand he has this as that MDLX Optimus Prime, great figure. But if we're going to look at everything all together, I got to go with the Mafex Azrael Batman from the Dark Knight Falls, or the Nightfall storyline. And with the way that they've been doing themes, you know, we got so much stuff from Hush, we got so much stuff from The Dark Knight Returns. I'm hoping that this is the start of getting a bunch of stuff from Nightfall. I'd love to have a Jim Aparo version of Batman. I'd love to see what Mafex could do. Even though my McFarlane Bane is perfect, if Mafex did one, I'd totally buy that thing. But this is a great figure. Articulation is great. The sculpt is great. And if you put this next to that McFarlane figure, they're both very different figures. They're servicing a different audience, a different price point. They do different things, but they both do what they do as well as any other figure in their category can do it. If you enjoy that storyline, if you're a Batman fan and you don't have this figure, you can get it. Go get it.
And we got Trevor with Mafex, Symbiote, Spider-Man, Felix, Inkblot, Mezco, Atticus, Doom. Some really good ones there.
Yeah, Atticus Doom could have clearly taken it for me too.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites as well. That figure is brilliant. It's a brilliant figure. And then Trevor said, "Oh, this includes the Horseman, right?" Let's see here. Let's see. Since the Headless Horseman is getting plenty of love, I'll go with Transformers Legacy Transmetal 2 Megatron. Best 50 to 1.
Transmetal.
Hero
Yep.
Toy.
Sorry, ignore me.
Hero Toys Big Devil, Headless Horseman, TMNT Secret of the Ooze.
Nice.
Going with the 4-pack. Nice. Matt, I don't know if you picked one up yet, but I hope you're DMing.
Oh, I didn't see that, but now I will be.
I'm not sure if that's what he's mentioned.
It's either that, maybe he's asking me out on a date. Either way, it's great news.
I was getting bombarded by everyone, I'm sure. Another one for that Big Devil and the Headless Horseman. Heart Foundation.
That's wrestling talk.
I'm here for it.
Yep. Jim Apart.
I worked for Ric Flair for 4 years.
I can't imagine
Is
as
this
a
where we
male
start
that's a good thing.
Oh, dude, there's some of the stories I could tell you.
We're going to have a future thing where whenever Matt comes on, we're going to have like a 15-minute segment. And like, I'm just going to throw out like some random 80s thing from like my limited, like, a topic of conversation, like Jimmy Snuka, and then just like let you guys go.
We can talk about Jimmy Snuka murdering a lady in Allentown, getting off on it, and then covering the evidence. See, I can do this all day.
I'll tell you what, though, when we do that, Matt, ask me about the Barbarian hitting me in the head with a steel chair. I've got
that must have been that. Yeah, that would have been.
It was cool. It was cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see where we are here. So we are at the over 150 best figure over 150. And
am I starting this one? Who's starting here?
I think Larry starts this one off, right?
I'll start this one. So best figure over 150. Since I've already talked about Mondo, we're going to go to Transformers. This is the Transformers Masterpiece MPM 12 Bumblebee Movie Optimus Prime. So if you guys remember last year when we did our top 10 list, my figure of the year was the MDX Bumblebee Movie Optimus Prime. So we're continuing a theme here. This figure is freaking great. The posability is awesome. Articulation's great. The paint is great. I got the upgrade kit from, I think it's DX Toys that did it, so that when you transform it, it doesn't have the cat ear sticking up. I've got to put all that together, but it'll make some improvements here. But really, other than that, this figure doesn't need anything. It's got a fun transformation. It turns into a really, really clean truck cab. And I absolutely love this figure. I can't say enough good things about it. In fact, today is the first time that it's actually been in the collection room, because it's been on my desk for about 4 months because I've liked it so much. I've not wanted to take it off my desk. But this is an awesome figure. If you're into masterpieces, if you like the Bumblebee movie, or if you just want a really kick-ass Optimus Prime that looks a little bit off the beaten path, this is the guy to go to.
Nice. Well, I am going to go with way over $150 here. For me, it's Galactus. Who else, right? Like,
right.
I'm one of the few people, I think, who don't complain about the HasLab concept, because if I'm going to get things like a Sentinel and Galactus, I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we could talk all day about the letdown of 2022's HasLabs compared to that. He's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, that comes down to them making bad choices for HasLabs. If I go into a room full of people who just ate and I offer them a rotten hamburger, they're not going to be interested in that. You got to give them something that's worth putting out the money for. And I'm sorry, Reva's lightsaber is not cutting it.
I thought that was a joke at first. I was like, is this April Fool's Day?
It just shows how disconnected the Star Wars side of the franchise really is. Marvel's knocking it out of the – well, they did until they tried to do Robbie Reyes, because I got news for you. Johnny come lately is not going to fund. People want Dan Ketch, people want Johnny Blaze, and that's it.
Yep.
But the G.I. Joe, the Star Wars has, well, except for the Rancor, but the Razor Crest was awesome. This freaking guy right over my head is awesome. That Hiss tank comes, it's going to be awesome. If they pick the right things, they'll fund. People want these items, and people will pay for these items.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Some of the choices, there's a lot of other choices that are kind of obvious, but we don't have it yet. We'll see what happens this year. I think it's going to be very interesting to see if there is any sort of a rebound effect on their decision making for HasLabs as we go into next year.
You mean that maybe this Star Wars division will decide they want to make money?
Possibly. I don't know.
No.
I mean, that would, don't get me started.
I'm not holding my breath over here, but I'm hopeful.
The HasLab concept is perfect. Like, it lets people just truly vote with their wallets, right? Like to say, hey, we're in or we're out. Like it's pure voting, essentially.
Yeah.
Well,
So yeah, Chris.
Yeah. Well, going with the same one over here.
It's like
wow, that dude is humongous.
Oh, he's massive.
I can't get over that. That's a beast, man. That's a beast.
Yeah. Terrific figure. I mean, huge, awesome. So can't complain.
Stupid.
So mine would also have been the Snowspeeder Luke because it's awesome. But to have a variety, I'm going to go with my favorite Exo 6 figure that came out this year, and that is the 6th scale Q from the Judge outfit, the robes from the first episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation. The likeness is incredible. The robes are awesome. That they did a really good job with it. Like, they were doing good, but that was next level in terms of likeness. I don't know if it's because it's framed by like the big head gear or whatever, but that figure's amazing. And just recently I got Cisco in, and that one's also really good. But I think Q edges out Cisco a little bit, just because the likeness is that good. Okay, so now we're gonna move into. Oh wait, let's see the chat here. Trevor agrees. Galactus. Let's see here. Galactus looks like a small child. Hot Toys Anakin. Anakin's up there for me too. I don't have the stat, but I really like that figure. Let's see. Hot Toys post Sarlacc Boba Fett. I think that was yeah. So that's the
that came out.
Yeah, that's like the Nomad 2-pack. That is a really good set too. I like that one a lot. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, my pick is what is it? Robeson?
Is that the automatically transforming one?
Oh yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay, so Robosen. Okay, cool. Sentinel and Galactus are the size of small toddlers. They can fit in a baby carrier car seat.
It's bigger than a toddler, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel bad if your toddler's that big.
Yeah.
That's like me as a toddler.
Star Wars HasLab, a life-size Akbar.
It's a trap.
Bring them everywhere. People will know you never getting trapped. My friend Chris, who used to have a YouTube channel called, I'm sure his channel's still up, but he just doesn't do any more videos, but the Collector's Hut. He has a really not lifelike, I air quotes here, but a very screen accurate Akbar mask and gloves, and it's so cool.
Oh,
and
awesome.
I just want to wear it out on Canceled Hot Toys Book of Boba Fett after watching the show. Throne does look pretty cool though. Yeah, I mean the Throne one is the Mandalorian one, right? And then the Book of Boba Fett one is the separate one, which actually just went to waitlist, oddly. I had been waiting. I was going to wait till it released. Actually, I was waiting till I saw the repaint one, which I didn't like, and then I was just kind of dragging my feet on pre-ordering, but I did get a pre-order in at Underground before it went to waitlist, so on that. Okay. All right, so next up, next up we have an interesting category. This is a very DorkLair built type category, and it's the best current value from 2022. So a figure that was released in 2022 that right now, as of the new year, like the end of the year, is currently a really good value. Now that could be a figure that's just its retail price represented a really good value, or it could be a figure that's on sale a lot of places that's awesome. That's like, wow, that's on sale. Like, it's crazy, So that's what this category is. And I'm kicking this one off. And for me, this is kind of cheating, but I'm going to say 6 scale collecting in general is a really good value right now for in-stock stuff. Like Sideshow, for example, has been having tons of sales. They've been doing daily sales where every day there's at least one hot toy on sale. They've been doing double rewards points. They've been doing buy one, get one 50% off. Sometimes you can combine those things. Like maybe we're getting to the end of all those sales that they were doing, but like for hot toys, there's a lot of good deals out there. And because of all those deals that just have been happening, you could probably go into Facebook groups. You could go onto eBay and you could find current releases, probably like that Luke or that Anakin or some of these other recent ones for less than retail. So for that side of things, hot toys you can get for less than retail, which is awesome. The other side of it is the Star Trek Exo 6 figures. Just the retail pricing on them is phenomenal. They're all, or most of them are still under $200 or right around $200. They're not in that Hot Toys 250, 280 range yet. And the quality is there, especially the fabric tailoring and all that stuff on those figures is just, it's so intricate and it's just excellently done line. So there's just a lot of, I think right now, great value in 6 scale collecting. And I think some of it comes down to like, there's an oversupply that, Nerdy, you mentioned earlier, like the crazy money that people were dropping during the pandemic has come back around and like the factories were churning stuff out. And now there's just too much stuff and not enough people with money to spend. But that's a good opportunity if you're buying figures right now. So yeah, 1/6 scale in general.
Yeah, I was cheating with my answer because I said Star Wars Hot Toys was what I had written down. Specifically, I mean, there's plenty of other, discounts available, but like, especially if you are going to troop build it all, like, yeah, this is the time to do it when there's, you can get some stormtroopers for under $200 and all just, yeah. There's many, many things in the last year that I paid like essentially full price for that I'm like, fuck, I should have like waited. Like there's hundreds of dollars I could have been saved in.
Right.
So yeah, like, I mean, Matt, you were talking about, you're thinking about getting in. There is like no better time right now, I think, than yeah, just go dive in.
So I went a different way with this. I thought we were talking about bang for your buck, and I was going to say the entire NECA Gargoyles line. And I'll hold to that. I think that there's a lot of bang for your buck there. I think they're big, beefy figures with lots of stuff to them. I really love them. But if we want to go just strict value, since I guess I kind of got that rep, I'll go. Amazon has the Tython Boba Fett for $7, Black Series. I don't think you're going to do better than that.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
That is a good deal. How about you?
Well, again, kind of the same thing, cheating on mine because I didn't know we were talking about a single figure. This one was tough because it came down to a couple of things for me. I go on and on about how great the McFarlane DCU stuff is, and it is. It's awesome. It's awesome value, and you can always find something on sale if it's been out for more than a couple of weeks. But I really think, and it's just continued to blow me away as the year's gone on, the Transformers retail line. Yes, Hasbro has had its price hikes in plastic. Yes, the price on everything's going up, but that's the nature of the beast. But what you're getting for your money, like I'm looking around at my shelves and I'm looking at the stuff that came out this year, the legacy stuff, that G-Axis, that's a figure I've wanted since 1994. Okay. I've wanted that figure for almost 94, 04, 14, 12, almost 30 freaking years. And I finally have it. And it is freaking awesome. The Coronation Star Screen, the whole Studio 86 line, the what we have, the 3/5 of Minosaur that we have so far, incredible combiner. The Dinobots, all of the stuff that's come out of retail, and then I go over here along with the retail, you've got the movie stuff. And I didn't get a lot of the Bayverse stuff, but I got the Bumblebee movie stuff and the Bumblebee movie stuff with the Cybertronian forms, all that stuff from the Cybertron scenes at the beginning of the Bumblebee movie. Those figures are incredible. And most of them you can find at a discount right now. Not the Prime. You can forget about that. You're paying out the most for that boy. But those figures, and they're just giving us so much now. It's not just G1. They're doing Armada stuff. They're doing they're Beast Wars. We've got the whole season 1 of Beast Wars, and they pulled in stuff from season 2 and 3 already. It just gets better and better. So for a value, and I never thought I would talk about this, about a retail line not on sale being an awesome value. I think that whole Transformers retail line is just, it blows me away. And when we started this show, I wasn't buying anything retail. I was only buying masterpieces, and the only thing I would buy from retail is if an Optimus Prime came out. And now, I have an entire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 shelves full of retail stuff that I picked up in the last couple of years, and it just keeps getting better. Love this line.
It's even got me collecting Transformers now.
It's crazy. It's crazy. The stuff is incredible. They do such a good job on it.
Hey, Boy Called Malice, have to pop out. Unfortunately, solid year-end picks and an awesome episode as always. Kudos, gents. We'll catch the rest of the episode later. Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you, Boy Called Malice. $10 super chat. Wow. Thank you so much, man. Nice. Laura said I got an email tonight that that Mando Baby Yoda was delayed. Now I'm assuming, is that the Hot Toys she's referring to? That's kind of like scrolling back up a little bit. I wonder, because I saw that one, the blogger photos are out for that. I'm not sure if that's.
Oh yeah, the one with the more chrome armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, the blogger photos just came out.
Yeah. Let's see who else had some bargains. Hedgehog's talking about those Super 7 Ultimate deals. That
was my other thought. Crazy. Yeah.
The Masters of the Universe figures at Target is a good place to get them. That's kind of following along the lines of that whole McFarlane stuff where it's like $20. They're still able to do the $20 price point on a lot of those.
And if you'll look, I was going to say with the Masterverse stuff, if you just keep your eyes open, I have not paid retail for a single thing. I've got a whole shelf full of them. Just keep your eyes open. There's always deals.
Amazon.
Yep.
Target too.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's been a lot of deals at Target too. I think Trevor's referring to the one that came with the with Shadowfax there, which was a really cool release and seemed like a good deal to have that with a horse.
Yeah, getting a whole horse, totally.
Let's see.
Laura said the Hot Toys Deluxe is what she was talking about.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah. I mean, it's been really weird. So I did a lot of my Hot Toys I pre-order through Underground, and sometimes they get them way earlier than Sideshow is shipping them out, even though I think Sideshow distributes to them. It must be just a different supply chain or whatever. But Matt, have you ever looked into doing Sideshow products at all?
Little bit. So to buy direct from Hot Toys, you have to have a brick and mortar storefront.
Okay.
I've started to look a little bit into alternative suppliers. I've actually had this conversation the other day. It's definitely something I'm considering doing, just because it's, so from a business standpoint, I would much rather pack one big figure and make one big chunk of change than these 100 6-inch figures.
Yeah.
It is curious how they I remember hearing that they require you to have an actual physical store now to get a Sideshow like distributor thing. Maybe they just want to cut down on their own competitors. I don't know, for their online store.
Yeah,
probably part of it.
Here's a great point, and I know that Mythic Legion's Necronominus isn't going to be out till probably 2024. But like the idea of like what's a really good value that you could buy right now, a Mythic Legion's all in direct from Four Horsemen, if you can put the money up front, is a really good value. It's an incredible value actually. Even going the retailer route is an awesome value. I saw both Book of Boba Fett's for $10 this week. Okay. Boba Fett as Uncle Fester. The Black Series Republic Security Droid. Valiverse is another good value line.
Yep.
Yeah, they're very good.
You get a lot in those boxes. Like they're loaded figures, and you just got a shipment of those in, right, Nerdy?
Yeah, I got some in. I got more coming, I think, tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah, I was gonna put one of them as my under 50. I mean, kind of just an honorable mention, but they're worth their value for that when you can get them for retail anyway.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
Okay, what do we got next?
Biggest disappointment?
Yes. Oh, I got a good one, but I'm not first. Larry's first on this. Biggest disappointment of 2020.
Well, the thing that brought me to this podcast was figure arts, Star Wars figure arts. And then I got into Marvel, which I love my Marvel figure arts. But for me, the biggest disappointment was a two-way tie. I'm cheating again. That's what I do. Between the figure arts Phase 4 Marvel stuff. And so everything in Phase 4, just except for Multiverse of Madness and the Spider-Man movie, everything in Phase 4 just it was bad. It was bad. It was objectively bad. It was bad, especially when you look at how great phases 1 through 3 were, and the figures followed suit. They just weren't good. They were not imaginative, and how could they be? They were based on properties that just didn't get the job done. And then my other biggest disappointment of the year, something I was really excited about when I heard of it, right after me bragging on Transformers retail and how I've gone on and on about G.I. Joe, is the G.I. Joe Transformers mashups. The Megatron Hiss Tank and the Bumblebee All Striker are absolute pieces of garbage. I wouldn't give you a wooden nickel for a case full of both of them. And if you like them, God bless you. You can have them. You probably still watch and enjoy The Walking Dead. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that was good. I'm going a little different way with this because we didn't actually get anything, but that would be both HasLabs this year. Biggest disappointment by far. I look forward all year and play my little guessing games. What are we going to get? And, getting Galactus, a month and a half ago, and now knowing, oh, cool. Next year, I'm not getting a cool
anything.
Yeah.
It's a bummer, and it really disappoints me because I thought, especially Marvel, there's just quite a few big figures that you can do. Like I thought that the idea here, they kind of figured out a nice formula there. Hey, let's go back to Toy Biz Build-A-Figures that were 8 to 10 pieces and were massive that we just can't make now and make that into the HasLab. So I figured we'd go that route, and we didn't. It just blows my mind. I thought, I would love to get a Giant Man. However, I have a feeling that they're going to produce one that's going to be the same size as the Toy Biz. And, you can go pick up the Toy Biz for about $180, $190, and they're going to charge $300 on the HasLab. So, yeah. But yeah, that's for me. It's an easy one. HasLab all the way.
Yeah, I thought of a specific figure, it just came to mind immediately, was the Super 7 Ultimates Prince John from their Disney line. Like, I liked it, but then like one of the heads was supposed to, like in the renders, was like, it got this distinctive growl, and I mean, it just didn't have that. Like it was like a totally much more subdued expression. And even though I do like Super 7 a lot, I like their Ultimates a lot in general. There's real highs and there's some big lows with their Ultimates lines. I guess I'll just leave it at that. Like there's disappointing things and decisions they make sometimes, and I'm like, why are you guys doing that? Like, you can make this all the easier on yourself. So, let me kick this guy.
What's going on here?
I blocked that user. Sorry.
For me, I can kind of continue a theme here from Chris, and that is the Super 7 Ultimate's the worst. I was like so hyped up. I was so excited. And the sculpts are there. Like it's a cool looking figure, but the plastic is just all it's just not a fun figure to hold in your hand, to handle. The articulation, there's like points of articulation that are useless. Like it was just a big letdown for me because I don't know if it's just because I had it so hyped up in my mind, but I'm really hoping that they figure out those lows that Chris mentioned and straighten that stuff out, because I don't buy a lot of Super 7. I only buy the Conan, and then I was going to start getting into the to the worst. And now it's like, I don't know, like, am I even going to do the worst? I'm going to wait till the next one comes out, I guess. And then it'll probably be under ordered, and I'll probably have a hard time getting it. But that's, you know, that's the game you play a little bit. I did pick up on a deal, the Battle Android Trooper, the Bat, the blue, like, exclusive one. And that actually is pretty nice. Like, I like that figure quite a bit, and it's completely different. Like, the plastic feels different. It just looks better. But yeah, like that like Captain Dreadstar. So
I like the Bat too, but yeah,
Hedgehog's disappointed in it. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Someone said earlier up there, starting lineups. I know we don't talk about sports figures, but I was really disappointed in that. I got the Jason Tatum, and man, that thing, for what it cost, it's trash. It's terrible. I would rather. I really wish that Todd McFarlane still had the license for sports figures. His sport picks were incredible. There's some company now called Import Dragons that's doing NBA and NFL, and they look terrible. And MLB and NFL. I'm sorry. But I've got McFarlane figures from a decade and 15 and 20 years ago that just beat the snot out of this abomination that I paid $60 for. So that was pretty disappointing too.
But did McFarlane get you an NFT?
You know what? My iPhone also came with a free YouTube album, and I don't think that was very great either.
So I mentioned last week the interview, and I'm completely Tim something, I can't remember the guy's name, but it was a podcast, and it was really good. And he talked about getting the sports license and how buying that was it Mark McGuire ball, like whatever.
Yeah, that's he did. He said he used every penny he had just so they'd take him seriously.
Right, just so he could get his foot in the door and just be like known in the sports world, so that he could get sports licenses for products. It was really cool story.
For 15 years, he made them. Yeah, they weren't action figures; they were statues. But let's be honest, who's out there playing with their Michael Jordan? These are not like our Transformers or GI Joes.
Toy photographers, I think, would have liked to have that a little bit more, because I do see a lot of that. But yeah. Okay. Let's see here. We are at biggest surprise of 2022, and this starts with me here. And this is a line that I am not going to collect. I have a couple. Like, after getting this figure, I picked up a couple more. And I'm not going to collect it, and I have no intention of collecting it. But I bought one, my first one, in order to add it to a little focus collection that I have. And this was the Masters of the Universe Origins Buzz-Off figure. And I was like totally surprised at how I just got it for visually to put on the shelf with my other Buzz-Offs. But like, the thing blew me away. Like, it's such a nice quality action figure. The materials feel nice. It moves really well. It's got some nice contrasting paint. Like, it's just a great figure. And I know that, like, not all of the Origins are as good as that one. Like, they're kind of a little bit more hit or miss, but that one shocked me. I got it just to grab. It was on sale, and I wanted to add it to my Buzz-Off collection, and I was just super, super impressed with that little Origins line.
My biggest, I guess, 2022 surprise is the Premium DNA, their Mad Balls line. I mean, it's more in the general sense that Premium DNA put them out, and then they're actually good.
You mean the premium DNA actually came through with something?
Yeah. I pre-ordered them. I mean, before they said they were going to put them to retailers, I pre-ordered through Megalopolis directly. So I paid them, and I was like, after a while, I'm like, "Are you guys going to be sending them out?" And they're like, "Yeah." Premium DNA responded to me like, "We're fulfilling them and everything." So
just don't ask for anything else.
No. So but yeah, I think these are great figures. They're really, they come with a lot of accessories, come with different hands. They're all like, as far as, if you want, I mean, they don't really work that well with popping and swapping, but everything is popping and swappable. Like all the joints you could pull out and redo the entire figures top to bottom. So, pretty neat. Yeah. They're big, and then, I think they just look great. So.
Good pick.
All right. So for me, and I've seen some of this in the chat already, the biggest surprise for me was the discovery of the Joy Toy Warhammer line. I'm not quite sure when this started. I think it was earlier this year, but they're incredible. Like, they are big. You wouldn't think it for a 0.75 or 375 figure line, but they are big hunks of plastic. They're incredibly detailed. They're beautiful. My only issue is, it's like, how do you collect these? Like, you can't collect everything. Do you get like a piece of each army? Do you just buy, it's tough. Like, I have them sitting on the shelf out here, and I'm like, I should really open some and do a video, but it's like, what the hell do I open? I don't know.
I think for me, and some folks had mentioned the MDLX stuff in the chat, but having collected a couple of DLX pieces, that line didn't surprise me at all. I would have been shocked if it wasn't any good. It exceeded my expectations, but it was not a surprise. For me, the biggest surprise continues to be the retail Transformers line, the Studio Series 86 and the Legacy. Just Studio Series in general. So like I said, the Bumblebee movie stuff. I had dipped my toe back into the water of the retail line last year and had picked up a couple pieces here, a couple pieces there, and then that Studio Series 86 line started, and then the Beast Wars stuff started coming, and then it continued with Kingdom and Legacy, and every iteration of this is better than the one before, and it just keeps building on itself. And I never thought I hate to beat a dead horse because I keep talking about this line. I never thought anything would bring me back to the line the way that this has, but that Hasbro's done it, and I am super shocked that they're getting my money. But as long as they continue with the character selection and the build quality and the fun and just the versatility of the line, I'll keep on digging in. I dig it.
Let's see. Mezco shipping figures was a big surprise this year.
I didn't get any.
Definitely the Fresh Monkey Fictionati Nice line. I really like that. I like those. I have the Santa, but I think it's awesome. Let's see. For Trevor, also the Joy Toy stuff. All 3 figure Obscuras. Yeah, there were 3. Let's see. Oh, this is cool. The I forget who makes that Zeus figure, but that battle damaged the bloody Zeus LA Comic-Con version. I know what's the store? 5K Toys is one of the shops that sells that one. Let's see here. Yeah, also another Joy Toy, Warhammer fan, Father Christmas. Laura says her fingers are too fat for those Joy Toy 1/18 scales.
Just get the big guys then.
I was really surprised when McFarlane announced the DC Mega Figure Frankenstein. I always wanted to get a DC version of Frankenstein because Frankenstein is my favorite monster. Finally got it. That's cool. Let's see here. Best Build-A-Figure of the Year, Sauron. That would be Sauron, the Lord of the Rings Sauron, not the Sauron from Marvel, right?
Oh, yeah.
Which wouldn't have been this year anyways, but
yeah.
Mezco 89 Batman coming out this year was a big surprise. Oh, wait.
Maybe
Okay.
maybe just 2023.
Hey, there's still, 3 days left? All right. So we're on to the big ones here. So the next one up is Best Action Figure Line of 2022. This one was added today. So if you had seen the list yesterday or earlier today, then it might not be on the list, but this is now on the list. This is the Best Action Figure Line of 2022. Larry, what you got?
Well, I was going to say the G.I. Joe Classified line, and it's an awesome line. It's what I have written down here. But I've talked so much about this Transformers retail line that I'd be a bit of a hypocrite if I didn't go that way. Yeah, exactly. I'm backing away from the edge here. Don't get me wrong. The Classified line is awesome. I made a list of just how many awesome reveals. New figures we had this year. Everything from obscure stuff like Kamakura and the Blue Ninjas to awesome season 3 stuff or season 2 stuff rather, like the Crimson Twins and Serpentor and Mindbender and the Bats, and oh my gosh, so much good stuff came out this time. Huh?
Slaughter, don't forget the Sarge.
He's right on top. He's 2 levels above my Action Force Slaughters. It blows me. And don't forget Outback. Awesome line. But again, like I said, if I just reflect on the entirety of the line, everything from season 1 and 2 of G1 to the movie, to the Bay movies, to the Bumblebee movie, to the Beast Wars, to everything that they've done, Transformers retail, it's the best thing going for me. I love it. That's it.
So for me, I'm going to kind of just steal right off the nerdies because I think it's true. I think the G.I. Joe line this year has done a fantastic job. We forgot they're the only ones who actually succeeded with, well, I guess Transformers did too, with the HasLab. They blew theirs out of the water. I've definitely given it to G.I. Joe.
I didn't really mention it that much, and I don't know if we've mentioned it a couple times, but to me, like Mayfex, then what they're doing is just like everything that comes out is pretty much awesome. Like they're in there, especially now that they're expanding into things like, Terminator and whatever. But like their promo photos look essentially exactly like their product, like their final product photos. Like it's almost there's any differences, and they're just making awesome figures. Their comic line is destroying. So they're just one of my favorite lines. Yeah, the boys. I that was one of the ones I was going to mention in another category. But yeah, those figures awesome. Just everything they put out got great accessories, usually multiple heads, and pretty quality.
I just started watching the current season, or the most recent season of The Boys, and I'm a couple episodes in, and wow, what a
is there a creepier bad guy on television than Homelander? I mean, seriously. No. Every time he's on the screen, I'm like, oh God, what's this guy gonna do now?
Yeah, it's just gonna blast people's eyes nonstop.
And that smile, dude, is the creepiest smile in the history of ever. Oh my Lord.
So probably no surprise for me that Mythic Legions is to me the best action figure line of 2022. We had reissues of figures that were hundreds of dollars. They went back and reissued figures of our votes last year with All Stars 4. So if All Stars 4 came out this year, we had the Deluxe Legion builders that came out this year. Just these new versions of these just awesome $25 figures. Let's see what else came out this year.
Reinforcements.
The reinforcements, like just having more of those builders come out, having an entire Alithia wave dropping, multiple exclusives. Like they kind of hit like every category of awesomeness for collecting action figures this year, in my opinion. And then they're starting to get out to a lot of conventions, not just in like the tri-state area or whatever. Like they're starting to travel too. So that to me is the best line out there right now. Probably no surprise there. And the big daddy of them all, your favorite single action figure of 2022. And as some people noticed the movie realization Mando was sort of a runner-up in my $50 to $150 category, and that's because it would have been my favorite figure of the year, which I saved for this category, and that is the Headless Horseman. Not only is it like just a killer figure with so much just oozing so much character and classic just storytelling, and it's just an awesome release, incredible reuse, some of the best cloth goods in the line, clever like engineering with the neck thing and the hand peg with the pumpkin, but also like I gotta just give a huge thank you to Four Horsemen for giving me the exclusive like first look at that figure. Like that was such an honor for me to be able to do that, and so like it's just hands down not even close for me. My favorite figure of the year is the Headless Horseman.
That's awesome. Yeah, I kind of waffle a lot of things. I mean, in retrospect, maybe like that third party Indiana Jones is my favorite figure just because it's something like I've been wanting forever. But when I wrote down this list, my favorite figure was Alder.
Nice.
It's just such a ridiculous thing. It's like, yeah, we're gonna make a moose. His antlers are gonna be gigantic. You know, like I just love that it exists. It's one of those like ridiculous things that I'm very happy is here.
You know what I think of when I look at that? Northern Exposure. You guys remember that show? Northern
Basically,
Exposure?
yeah.
I loved that show so much. All right, Big Nerdy. Favorite figure of 2022.
All right, so this one's tough. It is. I'm going to kind of go through thought process here, but when I mentioned the 20th anniversary Captain America earlier, that's right there for me. The comic book Walmart exclusive Doctor Strange that we finally got 10 years into. It's been too long. That's right up there. But if I'm like looking at just a single set, like Desert Island style, it's not a single figure. But the Obi-Wan and Vader McQuarrie concept 2-pack they did earlier this year.
Oh, yeah.
I have a obsession with all the McQuarrie concept figures going all the way back to when they first started doing them in the mid 2007, 2008, I believe is when we first started getting the concept figures. And I absolutely love them. Even though the Obi-Wan looks like Red Foreman from that 70s show, I still love him.
And you're giving the Darth Vader a pass because when it's just a new head.
Listen, it's so unique. It's that cool look to it.
Yeah,
I love
McQuarrie
it.
head.
That blue color.
I love the McQuarrie head, but if they had done the McQuarrie body, I would have bought that.
See, I probably couldn't tell you
3.75.
what the difference is. I just know it from the figures only.
If you've got the 3.75, it's pretty apparent.
I'll have to take a look. They're both.
Yeah, you have to take a look.
I got to take a look because I couldn't notice.
Yeah. I love that helmet. That's my favorite. My novelization of Star Wars actually is a painting of that with like Luke down, as a smaller figure. But I always wish that would have been the face they would have gone with. I like that. It's cool. My favorite figure, again, echoing last year. Last year it was the MDLX Bumblebee Optimus Prime. This year it's going to be the Transformers Masterpiece Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime for all the reasons that I said earlier. It's a beautiful figure in both modes. It's a fun transformation. The tolerances are great. The plastic quality is great. The paint apps are great. Doesn't have quite the articulation of the MDLX for obvious reasons, but for a transforming figure, it's unbelievable. And I'm really happy because they are going to use it. They're going to get their money's worth out of the mold. We're getting a Nemesis Prime next year, so we'll get something else in that mold. But I really, really am enjoying that figure, and it was definitely a highlight to the collection this year.
Phobos, a vampire bitten by a horse. What's not to love?
Was that the actual origin? I didn't remember that.
I actually don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe it is.
It may have been a horse bitten by a vampire.
Yeah.
I think I don't think the horse even has a bio, if I remember correctly. Maybe it does. I don't know. Let's see here. Will we have a chance at the Moose again? I mean, they might do an in-stock sale at some point. If you're around at a con throughout this year, throughout 2023, I'm sure they'll have that whole wave at cons.
Yeah, they haven't done it in stock in quite a while, right? For any
No,
like
they
new
just haven't
or
had a window of opportunity to do
Yeah.
it. And they're selling a lot of product at the cons now.
at the
and I feel like
shows.
that's
Yeah, so they probably want to keep stuff.
taking the place of it. Like they don't have to really do the in stock, but I think they
That's
want
true.
to. I do think they want to do that for the fans to get figures in hands. Let's see here. The Legion Builder half giant with the accessory pack. That is really good. That is really good.
Yeah.
It is like two products, but they go together. They definitely are one thing. And Horsemen aside, I'm going to go with the Pink Skulls. Great point. The Pink Skulls, like putting those back out, that's a huge win right there. Okay, final topic of conversation. What is everyone looking forward to in 2023? And where are we here? We're starting with Larry, right?
Sure. For me, it's going to be. For me, it's going to be the Transformers Masterpiece line. There was not a lot that came out this year. We got the Prime from the Bumblebee movie. We got the first of the Train bots, and that was just about it this year. We get a lot next year. We're getting the second Train bot, Getsui. Now, even though they've shipped, I won't get them till January. So Blackout's coming, Trailblaker's coming, Skyfire's coming in January, February. We're getting a Dark Leo Breaker. We're getting the third Train bot in February. We're getting a movie in Nemesis Prime. We're getting another Diaclone repaint, Burnout. And then we're getting the fourth Train bot in October. So we're going to have 4 of the 6 Train bots by the end of the year. So we'll be, 2/3 of the way to building Raiden. And that's just what they've announced. There's plenty left that they haven't announced. They'll announce some stuff in first quarter that'll get here by fourth quarter. So I'm counting on the Transformers retail to keep going and kicking ass. I'm counting on Classified to do the same thing. But I'm really excited for Masterpiece to pick back up this coming year, because this past year was just kind of a 40 days and nights, nothing, 40 years in the deserts. So come on, Moses.
All right, so I actually made a video where it hasn't come out yet, so you can get a sneak peek where I did what I'm looking forward to the most. And the number one thing, and it was the easiest thing for me, is the NECA Turtle Van. I cannot wait for that thing. I have never seen something where I have ran to the computer with my credit card faster. I cannot wait. I don't know where I'm going with it. I have no idea where I'll put it, how I can fit it anywhere. I don't care. I'll figure it out. Can't wait.
You can put Galactus on top of it and he'll have a really big surfboard.
Yeah, he'll ride it like he's like a horse. And
yeah.
I didn't go for the NECA van. I did pre-order the Super 7 one, but I'll see when that comes. But yeah, for 2023, totally new line is the Animals Warrior Their Kingdoms. I was in on that Kickstarter, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how they look and feel in hand. I know they're pretty close. So, and then specific release is the Mezco Fantastic Four set. That's something that'll go good with Galactus over here. So that's exactly what I'm waiting for.
Nice.
Again, probably no surprise here. Cosmic Legions is the thing I'm most looking forward to. It's a brand new Legions line. It's just going to open up a whole new world of storytelling by those guys, and just the sky's the limit in terms of like what they can do with that line. I can't wait to see where it goes. It's funny. I've been playing on my daughter's Switch. I've been playing Metroid Dread, and it's an awesome game. And it's really got me into that whole space, soldier type vibe, space battling type vibe. But yeah, Cosmic Legions it is for me. And let's see. I think Trevor mentioned Cosmic. Let's see who else here. Blaze is talking about that SH Figure Arts Boba Throne set. Hedgehog's looking forward to Poxus. Action Force over here. I like Action Force, and Nerdzoic is going to have Action Force or you do right now in stock, right?
Yes,
So
indeedy.
yeah.
It's a great line.
Yep. And let's see here. Ah, the Gorgo Attila 2-pack. By the way, if you go and watch the Four Horsemen Studios blog, or what do you call it, podcast from yesterday, the Four Horsemen O'Clock, they have like package shots of that. I think they opened them up too on that one. So those are coming pretty soon. Like I said earlier, that stuff should be shipping out from the factory end of January. So we're looking probably March or April for those. Mezco Conan, yeah. Yep. The what is it? Conan the Adventurer, or I forget what one that is that they're doing there. 3-0 Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. And predicting more Star Wars Ewoks, more Transformers MDLX, more NECA TMNT builder sets, NECA Mirage TMNT, Mezco Dick Tracy. Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty optimistic, thinking we're going to see that
I
before
know.
2026.
Yeah, seriously.
I was going to say, I can't wait for Batman 89 to come out in 2023, but that's probably realistically 2024.
That might be optimistic.
All right, everybody. Last thoughts, guys?
Awesome year. I've said it a million times. We are in the golden age of collecting. We are, I think it was the line from Step Brothers, imagine if we had this stuff when we were kids. Well, isn't it, we've got it when we're 40. Isn't that even better? So I'm sure I butchered the line, but it's kind of the same thing. I'm so appreciative. We have so much cool stuff, and yeah, we have to wait on some things. MAFX makes an announcement, tack 2 or 3 months onto it. Mezco makes an announcement that's not one of their own properties, tack 2 or 3 years onto it. But we've still got a lot of really, really cool stuff, and I love it. And I can't wait to see what 2023 brings.
Guys,
I'm
go
right there with
subscribe right now to Toy Locos. Edgardo with the $5 super chat. He says, I want to thank you all for providing such a great channel and atmosphere. I wish you all a healthy and blessed new year. Check out Toy Locos. Do it. Check out Toy Locos. Sorry, Nerdy, I just interrupted you.
Oh, that's all good. I was just going to say, echoing what Larry said, it's been another great year. We can look at the downs, but I think on the whole, it has been fantastic. We are continuing to be in the golden age of collecting. So, yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah, things are looking, there was a good year for a lot of stuff. And then also, with Mezco kind of pumping out and catching up on releases, Mayfex kind of doing the same like in the last few months. So I feel like everything's the ship's kind of riding in a lot of ways. So looking forward to 2023.
Yeah, Harker, I can't wait for that Vader cape. Definitely also looking forward to more stuff. To me, like another one is like Exo 6. Just they're continuing. I know they have a certain like timeline of their license, and it's maybe about halfway through already at this point. But they're gonna keep making more and more figures, so I'm very excited for what comes from them. Just one more Happy New Year to all. Health and happiness to all. We'll be back 2 weeks from now. Next week, I'm gonna be skiing, and then so I'll be skiing Thursday night. So next week's gonna be tough. But probably the week after that will be our next podcast episode. And I guess that's it for tonight, everybody. So until next time, may the force be with you.